Good evening and welcome to Singing Tips Live with Benita Charles. How are you? I am your host, Benita Charles. I hope everyone is having a great weekend. I am here in the lovely, wonderful New York City and back for another episode of Singing Tips. I hope everyone's having a great weekend. It's a lovely day today here in New York. It was almost summer, like it was so wonderful. Looking forward to more of those days. But I am back for another episode of Singing Tips. I hope everyone's having a great evening. I'm on a little bit earlier than normal. Hi Tyrone, how are you? Hi Kevin, how are you doing? I'm on a little bit earlier than normal. But Michael, hello. I thought I'd get this show on the road early. How's everyone doing tonight? I hope you're having a great evening, a great weekend. I had a lovely day today. I don't know if you saw my post from earlier. I went to Macy's department store here in New York City at Herald Square, which is 34th Street. They have a new store concept called Story, and it's a store within a store, but it's a really wonderful display, and they have a theme. And they have this month's theme is color. So they have different rooms with different colors, and they have merchandise that match the colors of various small businesses. Oh, thanks for the thumbs up. And it's such a wonderful concept that I thought I'd dedicate this show to the concept and how we can take. Oh, hello, how are you? Thank you. Thanks so much for your kind words. I really appreciate it. I just thought that we could take the concept that Macy's did with their store into our businesses, me as an artist and you, whatever your business is. But we'll get into that in a little bit. But before we get into that, I would like to give you my Singing Tips elevator pitch. So Singing Tips Live with Benita Charles is an artist development teaching program. This enables artists to take control of their careers. This weekly show on Facebook Live allows artists to learn the show part, which is everything that happens in front of the stage, and the business part, everything that happens behind stage. And this is the process. By learning the process, artists will ensure their success. The great thing about this show is a lot of the tips are universal, and so it can apply to all careers and all professions, and a lot of people have found value from these tips. So I want to thank you for your continued support, and hope to continue to provide value to you. But we're all in this together. We're all on this journey of wherever it is where we're meant to go. And along the way, I'm here to encourage you and to remind you of some of the things that you need to do in order to be successful. So that is the basis of this show. That's why I started this show. And I am coming up to my second anniversary of Singing Tips. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do for it. So I will as soon as I know, I will let you know. But it's exciting because hard to believe it's been 2 years of providing value for you guys. And I really appreciate you showing up every week. We've been doing this for 2 years, and I hope that within those 2 years, you've gotten something out of this and it's helped you along the way. So we're going to get into the show now. So is everyone ready for the show? What's going on? How are you guys doing? So as I said earlier, I went to Macy's today a little earlier in the afternoon because I knew I wanted to use that for this show. So if you go to my Facebook page, scroll down from this post, you will see some pictures that I took at Macy's, the sign that says Stories, Colors, and then I took a picture behind. They have this lighted, interactive light, I don't know what it's, puzzle. So you take out the pieces and they light up and they create a picture. So you can create a picture from the different colors, and it's really gorgeous. But so this is a concept that Moody's, not Moody's, that's my company. Well, I got Moody's on the mind. But Macy's department store, they have this store called Story, and it's very colorful, and it really does remind you of Instagram, and I think that is the concept that they were going for. So they have various rooms, and each room has a different color, and as I said before, they have merchandise that matches the color, the decor of the room. It's really beautiful, and I saw it advertised on Fox News earlier. Hi, Stephanie. Thanks so much for coming in. I saw it advertised on Fox News earlier in the week, and I just thought it was such an awesome concept. First of all, most people shop online, so retail stores are really struggling in terms of getting people to come to the stores like they used. I mean, there's still people that go to the stores, but it's not like it used to. So this is something that attracted people, that made people want to go to the store. And it really excited me because I thought, you know what? You have to think outside the box. Hi, David. Thanks so much for coming in. You have to think outside the box nowadays. You can't do everything the same way that you always did. That move that they made people go to the physical store, which is something that a lot of people that I've talked to, they shop online. They don't really go to the stores anymore. So Macy's had to think outside the box and think about, well, how can we bring people to us? And they created almost like being on Instagram. And most people are on Instagram. Most people are on social media. Most people are on their phones. So it's sort of like they thought, how about we bring social media to us? And in doing that, they attracted people. And I spoke to a lady who worked at the store, and she said, and I asked her, did this work? And she said, yes. She said, there's a lot of people that's been coming to the store. There's a lot of business professionals who work in the area who wouldn't normally come to the store. It attracted them. And once you're in the store, you know, they have a separate area for Story, but once you're in the store, you may be attracted to something else, or you may decide to wander around in the other part of the store. So I thought that was brilliant. They partnered with over 70 small businesses, but also some large sponsors such as MAC Cosmetics, Crayola crayon brand, Levi's Kids, and Crayola has like a special room for the kids. They can create art with crayons, and I think they can make their own colors. MAC has a station where you can create your own eyeshadow palette, which I plan to go back for that. That totally interests me. But I just thought how we can use that concept in our own businesses, because I think nowadays, hi Robert, thanks so much for coming in. Oh, another Robert, two Roberts. Hi, thanks so much, guys. We're talking about the Macy's Story concept that I went to today, and I just thought, wow. Like, it was a wow moment for me, because I mean, I'm gonna just tell you, as an artist, for me, it really gave me some ideas in terms of, let's say, my physical shows, live events that I do. I'm gonna next time have to think outside the box. I'm gonna have to think about a concept and creating, because what it is all about creating an experience for people. People want something that's memorable, something that's relatable, something that they can take with them, something that touches their heart, something that evokes feelings. And creating an experience does that. And I just thought it was so brilliant that I thought I have to dedicate the show to this concept, and I came up with a few points in terms of. Well, before we go into that, I just wanted to give you a little bit of background and stories. So it's a concept that Macy has. It's a store within a store, and every 6 to 8 weeks, they're going to change They're going to change the whole layout. They're going to change the products. They're going to have a different theme. They're going to have, so it's just all going to be different. So from now until June 26th, I believe. Don't quote me. You could look it up or go to the Macy's website. But through June, at least we know through June, it's going to be this particular theme. But after June 26th or whatever date that is in June, they're going to go through a transformation, and it's going to be a different theme. It's going to be new products. That's really exciting, and that's something new for Macy's, because normally Macy's pretty much has their product, their merchandise, and it just pretty much stays until it sells out. But this is a totally different approach that they're making with their store, and it's something that is working. So far, it's working because it's bringing in new customers. Existing customers is giving them more incentive to come back to the store. But it's a really great concept. And Macy's bought a company. This company, it was a company called Story, and this was their business model. And Macy bought this store about a year ago, and now they're incorporating it into their company. It was a brilliant move, and it's a brilliant idea. And I feel like it's something that, and the reason why I wanted to have a show about it was because I feel like there's something that we can do in terms of our own business regarding this business model. And I had a few points to that. But it's basically, that is the nutshell of it. And this theme, as I stated before, is color is the theme. This is their very first themed event. The theme is color, and it's an Instagram feel. It's very colorful. It's very bright. And one of the things that the CEO said is that he wanted you to walk in and discover some things that you didn't know, haven't discovered before, and possibly buy something, see something and buy it on the spot because it's something that you wanted. And it's like right up my alley. Like, there's all these like little knick-knack things and all these little big things, little things, but they're all themed, related. Each room has a different color, meaning to the color, and all the products are assimilated in the room, and they have the same color, and it's just beautiful. It's just absolutely beautiful. There's over 70 small businesses and 400 products in all. But so there's something for everyone. They have gifts for men, women, children, and the home, and it's all interspersed within the room. So it's really, really amazing. So my takeaways from this, number one, is think outside the box. Do something radical to set yourself apart from your competition, and also to excite and ignite, to excite your fan base, your fans. Number two, be open to change. So in this concept, change is going to happen every 8 to 12 weeks. And I thought that was amazing, because sometimes if you don't change and everything stays the same, it could get boring. It could get boring for you and for your customers and your clients. But if they know that there's going to be a change, or maybe you don't even tell them, you just change, it just adds something fresh. It adds something exciting to what you're doing. So be open to change. Number three, create an experience for your customers, for your fans, your tribe, for your loyal supporters. Create an experience, and that just brings more excitement. Oh, thanks so much for the hearts. I really appreciate that. That brings so much more excitement, and that just keeps everything fresh, and it definitely will set you apart, because they won't be able to, your competition won't be able to keep up with you to copy you. You're always evolving, you're always changing. Number 4, your story can inspire. So your experience is your story, I feel like. When you share your story, you're sharing your experiences, and I feel like you can create around that story, that experience. So it goes hand in hand with the other point. And if you have subscription content, like for instance, what I mean is, if you have paid content where people have to pay for your content or whatever, this is an awesome business model. Oh, hi, L'Oreal. Thanks so much for coming in. This is an awesome business model, because this will give more value for your buck, in terms of, if people are paying for content, you want this to be special. You want this to be something exclusive, more so than your free content. Good evening. Hello. How are you? I don't know if you saw earlier, I went to Macy's today. They have a store concept called Story, and it's a store within a store. And so it inspired today's, oh, thanks so much for the hearts. It inspired today's show, because I thought that it was such a great concept that we can use this in our businesses and what we're trying to do. So I'll go through it again, but it was amazing, because when I saw the story on the news earlier in the week, I said, that's it. That is the next Singing Tips show, because I feel like that is a missing piece in a lot of people's businesses, adding that fresh, oh yes, yeah, it was amazing. It's so beautiful. That adding something different, thinking outside the box, approaching whatever you, yes, it just really it just clicked for me. It just made me feel like, wow, that is, I could do that with my live shows. I can do that with my Singing Tips concept. I can do that. You know what I'm saying? Just thinking outside the box, just doing something radical, something totally different. Who said you have to do it the same way? Who said you have to do what everyone else is doing? Sometimes when you do something different, something new, something no one has ever thought of, that really sets you apart. So yeah, it really inspired me. So just to go over what I was saying before, my takeaways from the experience. Oh, thanks so much for the hearts. My takeaway from the experience of Macy's Stories is, number 1, think outside the box. Do something radical to set yourself apart from the crowd. You can use something like this. You may not be in retail, but you can see what they're doing, and you can incorporate that in what you're doing. As me, for example, me as an artist, I can do something with my live shows. Instead of just a concert where you just go see me sing, I can do something within my live show to create an experience. Not only will I be singing, but it will also be an experience. It may be a theme show or whatever, because that's what they did. They had a theme, and they built around that theme, and they the layout of the store, the merchandise, everything is built around that theme. The theme is color. It's very colorful. It's beautiful. Each room is a different color. Each room has a different meaning. So, that's something that we can do with what we're trying to do. So number 2, be open to change. So this theme will be going on through June. And after June, they're going to have a different theme. It's going to be a different layout, and it's going to be different merchandise. So I thought that was great, because, sometimes if you just do things over and over and over and over, it can get kind of boring for you and for your customers. But be open to change, because as I said before, if you change often, not too often, you can change too much, and that's not a good thing either. There is a balance to that. But 8 to 12 weeks is doable. I think that's great. Now, like for instance, if it was every 4 weeks, that's a little different. Because sometimes if you change too much, it's people can't catch. Hi, Shirley. Thanks so much for coming in. People can't catch up with it. But 8 to 12 weeks, good evening. How are you? That's a great amount of time because that gives everyone time to get used to the change. We're talking about, I don't know if you saw my post from earlier. I went to Macy's today. They have a new concept store called Story. And we're talking about how we can use that concept in what we're trying to do. Creating an experience for your customers, doing something like what we're talking about now is they change this theme every 8 to 12 weeks. And think about something that you can change that you're doing now that will make a huge difference in what you're trying to do. Thanks so much for the hearts. I appreciate it. Create an experience for your customers, your tribes, your fans, whoever they are to you. Create an experience. And I feel like the next point is tell your story, and your story is that experience. You can build that experience around your story or whatever, or whatever you're trying to convey to your audience. But it really inspired me. Hello, my friend from Gurdon, Arkansas. How are you? Thanks so much for coming in. It really inspired me to think outside the box. Sometimes you have to do something in a different way that you wouldn't normally do. But it's amazing. So I recommend, if you are around any Macy's stores, I know they are going to do this story theme in about 36 stores around the country. I'm not exactly sure which stores. So you can go to Macys.com and I'm sure they'll have the locations. And they also, I think they have the link to the story, the concept stores. But go to the Macy's stores and just see how they lay this out, and just see because I'm going to tell you, when you go there, it really is an experience, and you really do feel great. They have things for kids. They have a room, a Crayola room, and the kids can do artwork with their crayons. They melt the crayons and create pictures. I think they can even create their own colors. It's things like that. MAC has a station where you can create your own eye makeup. Levi's for Kids has they're another sponsor, and they have something. I think you can the kids can design their own jackets. So it's really amazing, because part of it too is it's a retail store, but they also will have events there. So it's just a whole concept. And so when you really get into it and you really see what it really is inspiring, and I'm sure it can inspire you to be more creative with what you're trying to do. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I hope that was helpful. Check out, there's a lot of articles about it. You can Google Macy's story. There's a lot of articles about it, and you can learn more about the concept and what they were trying to do. But that's another thing. You don't have to be in retail to learn from what someone else is doing. I can use that in my music and what I'm trying to do. So I just wanted to inspire you guys to check that out, and to think about how you can change something in what you're doing. Maybe every 8 to 12 weeks is doable, to just mix it up a little, do something out of the ordinary, something different. I'm sure that it will ignite your audience, your fans, your customers, your clients. So that's what I want to share with you guys. I hope that it was helpful. It definitely inspired me to think about doing things in a different way. So that's today's singing tip. I hope that you guys have a great weekend. I hope that you guys have a great week ahead. Just some special announcements. I have a 60-second singing tip exclusively on Ramsey Unleashed Going Beyond Borders podcast. And I will be posting another one. I always post the ones that have already aired, so I will be posting another one soon, so you guys can hear what that's like. It's a really great podcast. I will put the link in my description. I don't have his link right now, but it's I'm sure you could Google it. It's Ramsey Unleashed Going Beyond Borders podcast. It's available on a lot of the podcast platforms. Never Ever Give Up video views, 1,369 views. So thank you guys for your continued support. BenitaCharles.com is my website. You can go on my website. It has my video, my songs, my show information, where I'm going to be. And my website hits are 1,294. So I really thank you guys for supporting that. Supporting this show. We are coming up to the 2-year anniversary, believe it or not. So I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do for that. I have some ideas, but I will let you guys know. But I do want to celebrate that because it is a milestone, and I appreciate you guys for your support. It really means a lot. I learned so much by trying to help you, and I've gotten so much value out of it. And so I hope you have too, as much as I have. And I thank you guys so much for your support. And I will see you next time on Singing Tips Live with Benita Charles. Until that time, I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you soon.